We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass.
They're criminals.
It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
Confession live. Stakes are high, so an eye in the air tonight. Hey, everybody, look who's here. It's the old Detroit barbecue daddy, the rhythm and blues, soul music, Motor City, rock and roll, flame-throwing A10 warthog of truth, logic, and common sense, where my effervescent masculinity just irritates the demons of the Whoopi Cushion Goldberg fan club. And how about that Robert De Niro talking about sun-baked turd for a brain? Anyhow, welcome to the Truth, Logic, and Common Sense orgy. What a beautiful Taylor guitar, huh? Boy, my life. Do you have a guitar? Do you have a bow and arrow? Certainly you have a middle finger. If you haven't got a middle finger, I had a bumper crop of middle fingers this year, and I can have them airlifted into your dining room on my A10 Warthog. Actually, that's a Chinook. Barack. So I hope you're enjoying the... You're enjoying the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, because I'm having so much fun it would be just rude and cruel of me not to share it with the unsuspecting civilian public, except that the vast majority of you tuning in to the Uncle Ted Truth, Logic, and Common Sense, real America's Voice Spirit Campfire, you're not unsuspecting at all. You are cocked, locked, and ready to rock the Glock around the clock, Dr. Spock, to take down the whole flock. What the fluck? By the way, I can say fluck. That's F-L. That's actually P-H-L-U-K, like in cluster fluck. Isn't it amazing that they have to beep out certain words? Like when I say, like when I celebrate like this hat that Shannon Guderian, we're putting out a new Uncle Ted kicker hat, but somehow the word kicker has cost so many lives. S-H-I-T. There's like it's like a sea of dead, rotting corpses because of that four-letter word. Not. See the misprioritization of the human failure, most accented and painfully manifested in the United States government led by freak boy zombie devil punk Joe Freako Biden. Yes, these are treacherous times, which is why you tune in to absorb. I know you're like a sponge for freedom. We like to sponge freedom, maneuver it, and then maximize the output of inspiration to cause people to fight for freedom, which why today on the Ted Nugent Real America's Voice Spirit Campfire, you're here, and I'm here in the Man Cave Cuckoo's Nest Arsenal of Democracy. Boy, speaking of Arsenal of Democracy, have you fondled your Colt Python yet today? No, really, with Remington 357 Magnum ammo, a genuine 100-yard hog-slain sniper pistolero. I got two of them. Actually, I got a bunch of them, but I got two of them right here that I worked this morning. I was down at the range this morning shooting my LaRue tactical reactive targets. Some of them at 20 yards, some of them at 100 yards. And when I go, take in a breath, calm down the nerves, find that spirit, hand-eye coordination, spirit-lung coordinated trigger squeeze, 100 yards. You can do it. Anyhow, I'm going to hunt my deer in Michigan this year with my Matthews bow, my Glock 10 millimeter. Well, you can only have 7 rounds of the magazine. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about sense. We're going to have some great guests on this morning, and I'm surrounded by beep kickers. Real America's Voice. You know why Joe Rogan's podcast is so universally celebrated and popular? Because he's not censored. He can say words that express certain imagery, passion, humor, emphasis without being censored. But I can't even say, I have these great hats because all American beep kickers and also Sandy's American Hillsdale, Michigan. I love Hillsdale, Michigan. You know, when I was growing up and starting to bow hunt, actually that was way back in the 1950s, there were 11 counties in Michigan that was against the law to hunt on Sundays. And if I knew what I knew then, I would have laughed hysterically. But instead, I fought the bureaucrats, and I made sure that they knew that there is a self-evident truth indicator for the American dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of gonzo happiness. And that would include that God's natural season of harvest doesn't end mysteriously as the sun goes down on Saturday and it's on standby for a day because some dirtbag said, well, you can't hunt on Sundays. Shut the beep up. Just bend over, Rover. Let Teddy take over. So I'm a hellraiser. I'm a radical. I'm an extremist, which is why you love this sanctuary. I bring you soul-cleansing sanctuary, don't I? On this funny little technology surrounded by guitars and amps and bows and arrows and guns and ammo. Getting ready. Oh, and that flag. I'm a flagget. Are you a flagget? Do you have a Ted Nugent I will not comply personally autographed Gonzo Mojo We the People flag? It's available at tednugent.com. Where can I get one? Not at jerrygarcia.com. Where can you get the Ted Nugent autographed hats and flags? tednugent.com. We've actually got this inner Wi-Fi net thing going on, and there's a .com thing. It's awesome. I don't know how to use it, but if you go to tednugent.com, by the way, I signed thousands of these hats. There's still a bunch of these autographed I will not comply hats. tednugent.com. And I think the number one seller right now is shall not be infringed. You think getting a pistol purchasing permit in Michigan from the law enforcement would be an infringement? Do you think that having a firearm in its case inaccessible to the occupants in your vehicle in Michigan, do you think that might qualify as an infringement? You got a Supreme Court justice who's a woman, ostensibly, and she can't tell you what a woman is, but she's a Supreme Court justice. Wow. Planet of the Cuckoo's Nest or what? So welcome back to Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. And thank you for making Ted Nugent Spirit. I love that. My mom and dad named me Theodore Anthony Nugent, and everybody calls me Ted. My son Theodore Fleetwood Nugent is called Ted, and my son Theodore Tobias Nugent, it's almost like George Foreman. It's just, I was precious before I knew what it meant. So Theodore Tobias, because of Tobias, we like the name Toby, so he's Toby Nugent. And then Rocco Winchester, and then Louisa, and then Sasha, and Heather, and Chantal. What a gang. I have a gang of beep kickers. So we're going to get these beep kicker hats. This is the favorite, but somehow I've got to block out a harmless combination of letters. Whoops. I don't want anybody to get in trouble. Actually, I do want people to get in trouble. We got a bunch of re-elect that mofo hats at tednugent.com. Plus, remember, this First Amendment is sacred. It's a self-evident truth. We knew it because King George wouldn't allow it, so we wrote it down first. We get to speak our mind, including those dangerous four-letter words, which are absolutely harmless. Somebody's got to figure that out. I figured it out. You figured it out. Good Lord in heaven. So anyhow, go to mypillow.com if you want to really celebrate your middle finger on fire. Support those that support the all-American roustabout guitar czar. Kazar. I'm the Kazar of rhythm and blues, soul music, rock and roll, Detroit, Motor City, muscle, soul music. Anyhow, go to mypillow.com and support Mike Lindell. This guy is awesome. By the way, we've got a new phone number. Do you guys got the phone? There it is. You can call 800-945-9175 and use the code SPIRIT. Write that number down. mypillow.com. Great gifts for everybody. Mom's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, graduations. By the way, I've been doing a bunch of these Cameo. Go to cameo.com. I'm a riot. If I wasn't me, I would hire me. If I wasn't me, I'd be in the front row watching this guitar outrage. But anyhow, go to mypillow.com, type in the code SPIRIT, or call 800-945-9175. Write that down. I think you get more expeditious deals if you write that number down. And also, I am celebrating fieldofgreens.com in my aluminum can with water treated by Century H2O. Fieldofgreens.com. It is mojo, inspiration, energizing, auxiliary, supplemental nutrition, vitamins, healthy rocket fuel. This is good stuff. Buy this for your family and friends. You want your family and friends. You want to be healthy. Healthy is the beginning of the American dream, is it not? Which means you can't buy anything off the store shelves because it's all poison, thanks to the FDA and the USDA. But anyhow, go to fieldofgreens.com and type in the code Campfire. Get a 15% off your first order. This is good stuff. Shemaine and I put it in Century H2O treated water, centuryh2o.com. I'm telling you, this is the foundation of my piss and vinegar celebration. And if you want to get something quality that will enhance the happiness of your fellow family and friends, do support my sponsors. I'll be back in a minute with great, great guests that are truth, logic, and common sense warriors. Be a truth, logic, and common sense warrior with Uncle Ted on Real America's Voice, and have fun. Because if you're not having fun with me, you're weird.
You can watch Uncle Ted on Saturdays and twice on Sundays.
I think it's a very big day for liberty, just a great day for this country.
My middle finger has a name, and it's We the People.
Join Uncle Ted all weekend long, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern and Sundays at 1 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern.
Tell everybody you know that there is a First Amendment out here. It's called the Real America's Voice. I'm having the time of my life.
Only on Real America's Voice.